Good day, everyone. This is your very own to sign. Need to know with to sign. I remember my humble self, Tosin Diogbe. Yes, we are welcome to another episode on Need to Know with to sign. What do we talk about? We talk about everything. The mouthpiece of the teenagers, to relate with our parents, for them to have a better understanding about the teenagers. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. But before I go into that, I have a special guest in the house. Her name is Temiloluwa Salami. Temiloluwa Salami, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you, ma'am.
Very fine. Hope you're good. How do you feel being on this show?
I feel very good. I'm honored to be on this show.
Wow, that's good.
Comparison to me is bringing two things. They might be similar or dissimilar to compare to compare and contrast their differences and their similarities. It could be for good or for whatever reason you're doing it for. Personally, if you're comparing two humans, I'm not a big fan of that because why are you comparing
Okay.
them? They're not the same thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, before you go deep into that, just like we already said, now we are talking about comparison within in the family, in the home, and we know what the act of comparison have done to the lives of most teenagers. Yeah. Now talking about this word comparison, I want to know, have you ever been compared?
Well, yes, I have been, but
Okay.
not within the family because personally, I always let my parents know that it is very bad. I understand they want to help us, they want to do good, but it does more harm than good.
Mm.
And it has never been any good for me or for people around me that, oh, comparing two people. Why are you doing that? We're different people. So yes, I've been compared, but that was like when I was in primary school. I remember I wasn't so brilliant in primary school. I didn't know, for some reasons I just did not want to go to school.
Okay.
And that was how it was. You know this red tag that is always on report card? Yeah,
Yeah.
I always had this, like, it's a regular thing. The days I don't have it, that's the days my parents are worried and they're like, whose results did you bring home? I'm like, it's mine. So I remember the time I had third position and I was so happy. I ran home. It's funny enough, it was my daddy that came speaking for that particular PT. And I was
Okay.
like, daddy, 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 I had third position. And he said, àwọn tó ní orí kan àti àbí àwọn tó gba first position ṣé orí méjì lọ ni, and in my head I'm like,
That is those that had
yeah, those
first.
that are first, do they have
Do
two
they have
heads?
two
And I'm
heads?
like,
Yeah.
I thought you'd be happy. I went from like behind the class to third position. Come on, celebrate me. Come on now. Like I was so sad that day, and I'm like, okay, I really tried my best this time around to actually come to third position. It is a movement for me. Even for you as my parents, you should know that it is a growth. I was behind somebody that used to get red tags on my result. I came with third position. I mean, I know it's not the best,
Yeah.
but there's an improvement.
Yeah.
Acknowledge my improvement. No, they prefer to compare me with the first position.
Okay, we can actually say, I think in our setting, in our world, with parents, I think that heart of comparison just make them feel, okay, if I tell you how this person is, it will make you do better.
Yeah.
That is the mindset. But I think now it has done more harm than good to the children while growing up, and especially to the teenagers. I want to say, talking about those people that you're being compared with, how do you see them? How do you look at them? I've had talks with few teenagers and they'll be like, they're always looking for their downfall because their parents have been comparing them. So, okay, don't worry, I will now tell you this is how this person behaves. So how do you, in your own aspect?
Well, most times, if I'm compared, like I don't because I've made it clear to my parents that, oh, I don't like this thing. I don't like how it makes me feel. And at the end of the day, I'll be looking at the person like, you're the one they are comparing me to. When in the real sense, you're probably my friend or somebody close to me, and I know you better than they do. They're just seeing the surface. Most times they just compare maybe academically, and since I've actually grown my academic prowess, that's reduced the comparison to like a very low place, like extremely low. Like they don't compare me to them. But on the other side, it's more like my parents, I mean my friends' parents are the ones that compare me, like, can't you see how your friend acts?
Your
Can't you see
friend,
how Temi acts?
yeah.
And they tell me, I thank God for my kind of friends, and I thank God for the kind of person that I am too. Even if you compare me with somebody, I won't look at the person with so much enemy to that. oh, I'll see to your downfall, I'll tell my parents how you act. No, I'll probably just, just shave it off. I'll be shoved it off at some point because I'm like, I know this person better than you do. But in the case of, okay, thank God for my friends that tell me, oh, you come to my house, you kneel down with your 2 legs. Me, I never even kneel down for money, things like that. And they are like, now you a big greet pass and all of that. And I'm like, no, now that's just how I greet. My 2 legs are on the floor. Of course, I'm in a comfortable place. Not like, okay, I'm somewhere where I can't kneel. So why won't I kneel? And I was trained that way. So they tell me things like that, and I'm like, you to be kneeling down. And I just move past it. Or they just say, I'm greeting them. They understand. You get it like that. So imagine if I didn't have friends like that. They'll probably be looking at me like, I won't allow you to come to my house again. You're the one that knows how to greet. Things like that. It has, honestly, generally, I believe I'm speaking for the teenagers. It hasn't done any good at all. Because nobody really likes to be compared. It's like, you are making me feel inferior. And honestly, it has even affected some people's self-esteem. By the time they want to talk or they want to say something, the only thing that comes to their head is, there's this drawback. Because in their head, they're like, even if they have something tangible to say, you just probably remember one time your mommy compared you to somebody and you're like, maybe I should not talk. Maybe I'm not even fit enough. Or maybe there's something that, okay, my parents is seeing that I'm not seeing. You just feel withdrawn and you're wondering, oh, why is my child an introvert? As it were? Or why does my child like keeping to himself? Your child does not like keeping to himself. You probably
because you have not created that avenue. You have
pushed
killed that
child
thing.
to the world, to the point of they're always comparing. No matter what you do, you are not the best. Like, just give them some form of accolades. Let them know that you appreciate them, even while correcting them to do better things.
Okay, thank you very much, Timmy. Please, to our parents, we are actually pleading, just like I already said, I am like a mouthpiece, of the teenagers. It means, need to know is a means whereby our parents can really just hear and understand us, where we cannot communicate those things. Like, you can communicate with your parents saying, Mom, please, I don't like to be compared. But there are some parents, no matter how you want to package it, they'll just say it like, you are being, you are being insultive, you are being rude, you saying you don't want to be compared. But please, to our parents out there, we look towards the bright future of our children. We look towards children who will be able to stand up for what they know how to do better. We look towards for a future of children that will be able to stand up for the right things and do them right. Please, I will actually say on this note, yes, we could have some healthy comparison, where it will be so understanding. But on this part, it has done more harm than good to the children. Imagine that part where we now said children now begin to having a low self-esteem, where that child is meant to, talk, relate like every other child. You will see a child, you say, oh, I love this child. This child is outspoken. This child, he communicates well, he does this well. But you have not made yours like that, because whenever the child wants to talk, or whenever the child is supposed to, come out to be he or herself, you kill that thing inside that child. And before you know it, it gets to the world out there. They're not able to relate. They're not able to defend themselves. They're not able to stand for the truth. And please, our future, the future of these children, in as much as we will always say is in their hands, the building part of it is in the hands of our parents. Temi here has communicated to us and has made us to understand that we can have healthy, comparison. And Temi, if you are to talk to the parents, if you just have an advice, let's say on behalf of the teenagers, what would you say to the parents?
Okay, thank you, Ma. With all due respect to the parents out there, I am not advising, as it were, because I wouldn't want to come off as obnoxious or rude to the parents. But I'll just say that, just like our mommy here has said, healthy comparison. Yes, you can tell your child, oh, be like, not even be like this person. You can tell them, oh, see the way this your friend is acting, don't you like it? Like, point out the things you like about the person, and then have a communication channel with your child. Like, okay, imagine you're calling your daughter or your son, oh, can you see your friend, can you see how he's acting? And then the child wants to talk that it's actually not like that. He just acts like that in front of you, and you're already shunning him up, or you don't even want to listen. You're just telling him, be like that. It is actually like that child you're comparing him or her to. You might not like the outcome. What if, okay, let me give a very typical example. I had a friend that apparently in her mother's front, she was the best and perfect child and perfect example. But in the real sense, when they get back to school, she's involved in all form of frivolities,
No.
drinking. She goes to parties. I'm not saying oh you can't go to parties with your friend, but like this was on the extreme end. And even the way she dresses, for somebody that her mother actually uses as an example, that
Compare her
dress
with-
this well,
yeah.
dress this way, be decent and everything. And in the real sense, she knows you are nowhere decent near me, basically. So she felt like, okay, she kept trying to explain to her mom that this woman, this lady is not like this.
It's not what
I'm
you
the one
think.
that is her friend. Just don't compare us and everything. She never listened. But the day she finally saw her when she came to school, she was like, this is what you've been trying to tell me. Is this how she is? She was so angry and like, why are you still friends with her? Show me your friends. And I'm like, okay, you're still doing the same thing. The person that is her friend, she's obviously trying to change her. And she, of course, she has been friends with her for this long and she was not influenced. Even though you're saying, oh, be like this, be like
her.
this. She's the one that knows what she's saying. Fine, it takes your child to decide, oh, this and that. But then let's not compare our children. It has really done no harm. It has really done no good. It has done more harm. Like every time you compare, you're bringing down your child because you don't know what is actually happening out there.
Okay, when we talk about that part, saying probably we need to say something about that. When we talk about it has brought more harm than good. Now, look at these children. You compare them, but I bet it with you, they know each other better than what you see as a parent. Imagine that child that you're telling, oh, don't dress this way, just as the example she gave. And okay, your child is just like, oh, okay, probably I should just bring the reality of this person you are comparing me with. Let me just give you a reality of who she is. And you just like, I ask you to do better, and you are growing
like
worse,
this?
you know. And you're just like, so please, parents out there, help our teenagers. Let's help our teenagers to grow. There's so many times we feel they know what to do. There's so many times we feel they understand it when we talk to them. But I bet it with you, they don't even have an understanding of what you're talking about, except when you communicate it in the right way. And just as we have been saying in the book of Proverbs, you say, train up a child in the way he should go. That means there is a way, there is a manual, there is an outline. Please, parents, parenting as an assignment is not a joke. It is reality. And just as we said in our other videos, the agberos you see out there are products of a parent. The doctors you see out there are products of a parent. So please, we are begging you on this note, on this aspect of need to know, comparison of our children, be it siblings, be it with their friends, we have to be very watchful about them. And I hope that as we bring in these talks, I hope it impacts our lives. I hope our parents are able to understand it and get the message which we are sending. Thank you so much. Temi, I would like to say thank you so much being on this show. It's nice having you. And I'm sure we are going to be having you some other time too.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Please, for those who are with us, continue to like, continue to share, continue to subscribe. This video just needs to get to someone out there that needs it. For you, that teenager out there feeling, so low, feeling you're nothing, feeling, don't worry, everything is just going to be all right. But as you watch these videos and you share, I know that definitely a great change, a great turnaround is going to come on our society, and we will be better people. Thank you so much. Continue to watch and stay blessed. Bye. See you next. Bye.